Hey guys, iKailaKai here, and I wasn't actually planning to upload today, but we had some very surprising news about what's coming to the game that I just really wanted to talk about one specific thing. Now, every couple of months, Japanese Bandai puts out a live stream talking about the upcoming things such as sets or events coming out in all of their Bandai card games, Battle Spirits, Digimon card game, and of course the One Piece card game. And in these sorts of things, we generally get some more information about things that are coming out in the much further future. We still don't have EB02 in Japan yet. However, we've just been shown 3 leaders from OP11. I'll put the leaders that I'm not talking about in this video's text on the screen so you can actually read them if you are curious and haven't seen them yet, but I really need to talk about Luffy, not because of how crazy I think the deck can be as a red purple Luffy player, but to also talk about some of the misconceptions that people may have with this sort of effect because it is very new. Now, obviously, there's no official English translation, but the Japanese text says, 自分のターン開始時発動できる。自分のマナドンが8枚以上ある場合、自分のデッキの上から5枚を見て、特徴の麦わらの1枚を持つカード1枚を公開し、手札に加える。その後、残りの好きな順番に並べ替えて、デッキの上か下に置く. Now, there was an immediate translation of this card that came out that was actually incorrect, and I don't blame them because I actually misread the card at first as well. But there are a couple of important things to point out about this card. Before I go into the more technical things about the timing of when this actually activates, I want to talk about the fact that you can put the cards to the top of your deck. Because you can put these cards to the top of your deck, that means that you can use 9 cost Sanji extremely well. Not only do you draw 2 cards per turn after you get to 8 Dong, you can actually control your draws if you decide to put the cards on top. Not to mention that this leader has 6,000 power and 3 life, which is why I compared it to Red Purple Luffy. They have the same life and stat line, however, one is red and one is blue. Both of them have their effects activate once they reach 8 Dong, but actually, this Blue Purple Luffy's effect activates 1 turn after. The reason for this is because this effect activates at the start of your turn. Now, what this means is that it starts before your refresh phase. You go refresh, draw, dong. And because the dong phase is actually a step when you're resetting your turn, this effect would activate before your dong phase, which means that you don't use the effect when you go into your 8 dong turn. You use it when you're going into your 10 dong turn because you have 8 dong the turn going into it. So this is probably a misconception that people are going to have. You can't immediately start using this effect to suddenly start playing Sanji from 9 dong because you'd be on 7 dong the next turn. However, this still means that from the 5th turn of the game, you will be drawing 2 cards per turn. And importantly, you can search Red Rock, and you can search Gum Gum Giant, and of course 9 cost Sanji. So these cards being searchable and being able to draw 2 cards per turn, I think that this Blue Purple Luffy could actually be an extremely powerful control deck with the right sort of support. Imagine this. So I said before that you can't use the effect on 9 Dong because obviously you go into the turn with 7 Dong. However, let's say that you play 9 cost Luffy on this 9 Dong turn. He gets Rush and he draws a card. It's a generally solid turn. Now on the next turn, get your leader effect off, you draw an extra card, put the cards to the top of your deck, and then you play 9 cost Sanji to play another 9 cost Luffy. So in those 2 turns, you got 2 Rush 10,000 characters, another 9,000 character, 3 extra draws, and you have 1 Dong active that you could use Gum Gum Giant, and it's perfectly possible to because it's searchable. Sorry. Because this effect activates before your refresh or even your draw, it also means that you can choose what card you draw if you decide to put it to the top. This means that if you start looking at the top 5 cards and you see 2 or 3 cards that you want but 2 useless cards, you can just keep sending those useless cards to the back to keep looking through the cards that you might want to see until eventually you don't see cards that you want. You just send it to the bottom. Now, of course, we only know these leaders from OP11 so far, aside from this random Zeus that they showed this morning. This card is just exceptionally powerful, even with the current card pool. Just having a control purple leader that has access to Gum Gum Giant, I think is just exceptionally strong. And being able to just dig through your deck constantly to find these key cards is just so powerful for this kind of deck that I really think that although we haven't seen anything from OP11 and we haven't even tried EB02, that this is probably the deck that I'm going to be playing a lot of just because of my love for Red Purple Luffy. I am literally in the middle of editing this right now, and my friend pointed out to me that you can also choose what you heal off of the 9 cost evening. So although there aren't that many interesting triggers in blue or purple, then you can put it into your life. Just lots of really interesting things you can do. Granted, it does have to be in your top 5, so it'll be a little bit tricky to use these cards, but still, you can also play the 9 cost Mob off of the 9 cost Sanji, so, like, There's just so many cool things that you can do with this. Of course, we still don't know anything about OP11, and I will preface that this video might end up just being some stupid rambles from a Red Purple Luffy fan, but I really think that the idea behind this leader is just so cool. And being able to play the 9-cost Sanji well, for maybe the first time ever, aside from Red Blue Marco, this really feels like the deck that was made to use Blue Sanji. I just really like these kinds of decks, and honestly, I just really love the game. And of course, I wasn't intending to make a video today, but I am intending to make a video tomorrow on, finally, the OP10 meta breakdown. Right after that, actually, I have the OP10 Nationals coming up. Not me inside of it, unfortunately, because it's very difficult to qualify in Japan, but I will be on site for both of these videos. I already recorded the first one, of course, but I'll be on site trying to interview people who are inside of these tournaments to get a live breakdown of the meta as it unfolds until the end of the day. I hope that you guys are excited for that. If you guys want to catch that when it comes out, make sure that you're subscribed and like this video if you enjoyed it. And Red Purple Luffy fans rejoice. We have something to look forward to for the next couple of months. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. Sorry about the random rambles.